AI women leaders with Huma here doing logistics. Huma would do Ishiga, Agarwal, and myself, Chris Nicole. And we just literally started this late last year. We founded this in September of 2025. And then we have our core group here. Thank you. Guys met Angie here in the room. Those on Zoom and met Ritika. And then we also have our newest member, Tanya, right over there. So thank you again, all of you. We have a big team in the background. And we couldn't do all of what we are doing right now without them. So that is crucial to us. We have an exciting news. We are also expanding, and we actually are going to be showing more about this, but we're going to become worldwide leaders soon. So basically, because we acknowledge that the advancement of AI is inclusive at an international scale, we're also expanding, and we're going to have hubs. We have planned hubs for Latin America, Canada, and the Middle East right now. So we're going international. We just recently kicked off our membership tiers. So I know that a lot of you are already interested in becoming members. So we wanted to share a little bit of information, and you can find all of this on our website. It is now live. The $10 ticket for this event can also go towards the membership. So that will go to that. So we do have different tiers for students, professionals, and executives. And we have a lot of different offerings for each level. Each level is accumulative. So whatever the tier for students includes, that is also added onto what it includes for Catalyst, which is our professionals tiers. And then for our executive tiers, that includes everything of the other two tiers, plus what we have for the executives. So if you want to learn more, you can go to our website. But I do really want to highlight the mastermind tier, because what we're going to do today is going to be very relevant for this benefit that you guys do our Catalyst and executive visionary leaders. So the mastermind peer groups are small curated groups that meet on a monthly basis, but they are working as team on a daily basis as well. So this crew builds together. Basically, it's a strategic operating table. So you've got the cohorts that are going to be building along side by side. And this is for the Catalyst, but then for the visionary, those cohorts are not going to be building, they're going to be talking through their challenges of the day-to-day in leadership. Was that a new? Too soon? Not. No, it's the same time. So on top of the monthly meetups, there's going to be quarterly pitches to VCs on what is being built. So this is all included. It's not added. It's all included with what we are offering in our different tiers for memberships. So what you get is one mastermind group, 12 in-person events a year, a one-on-one AI tool guidance, and 4 pitch events on a quarterly basis.
I'm gonna jump in real quick.
Yes, please.
So we have Tanya Milan and myself currently in a mastermind group with 2 to 3 other individuals, and about what she's building. And so she just announced it on LinkedIn just recently. Regular website and kind of just showed them you have 2 options to reference recognition and things like that, especially if you're applying for the jobs and things like that. You can
Send them the link to render in the chat, and that alone should really at least, we're gonna get the time and creating something over the Attendees website.
Yeah, so just to kind of repeat for the Zoom call, Tanya has built an MCP server that she's porting through an LLM. So you can be on ChatGPT and you can pull up her portfolio in page while you're in the middle of the chat. So completely new. I didn't even know that could be done, and she just made it happen. And we have another person who created an entire flow using N8N with a voice to text type of thing for coordination for healthcare. So healthcare administration. And so that's another person in our team. And we just, it's small, it's curated, and we try to keep it to 4 to 5 people. And if you join, you'll be assigned a group. You can pick your preference of who you want to build with. You don't have to build the same thing, but they say that when you do things like this and you learn a skill, you have to have a team. Question?
Sorry, yes, so you're building prototypes within this mastermind group?
Yes, we are building production. We're building actual products.
Yeah.
Real products. So if you need to build something for yourself, like I need to build something for myself, and I'm actually in a capstone right now with from actually led by Cursor, a gentleman from Cursor, and then a gentleman from Anthropic right now. And Parth is in that one too, right? Parth and I are in the same, but Parth and I had to do a capstone project, but we didn't have that support. We kind of did it by ourselves. So this is a little bit different.
It's easier to build side by side with more people than to build by yourself, and we all know that, especially those who work in technology, we can feel the isolation. So that's why we're building a community, and part of that community are these mastermind peer groups. And today we're going to be having our first AI workshop, as I mentioned, and I want to talk a little bit more about what we're going to be doing, but I do want to thank and introduce Fahar Saman. He is the founder and CEO of Soft Pyramid, and this is a global software development company. He is also the only N8N ambassador in Dallas, so we are very honored to have here today. He has over 20 years of experience in software development and has expertise, obviously, in AI workflows, automation, productivity tools, and has built so many different platforms, staff products, and developments, and created different types of automation. So thank you so much, Fahar. So your next chapter starts in the next, right in this. So you can become a Catalyst member or a visionary, depending on what you apply for, and what you want to commit to. The prices are on the website, but basically we can offer $29 a month for a Catalyst, and that's a 6-month commitment, or $250 a month with 6-month commitment for the visionary group. And we also are offering a bring a friend. So because we obviously want to encourage community and network, we also want to give you a benefit if you bring your friends to become a member as well. So if you bring one friend, you get 50% off your first month as a Catalyst or a visionary. And if you bring 2 friends, so that would be 3, all get the first month for $10. And for those of you who are present today, you get it for free since you already paid the $10. So that's a little bit about what we wanted to cover today. And just to showcase one of the many benefits that we provide within the community, I just wanted to show we're going to be launching our first podcast series that we've already recorded with several leaders in the industry that are local to Dallas. And this is just a quick showing of the opener that we have for. And that's just the opener to the podcast. We're going to be showing the clips and the reels and actually posting the full podcast on our YouTube channel. And then you can see, you're gonna be able to see the clips on our different social media platforms from LinkedIn, Instagram. We also have I was gonna say subreddit. We have Substack.
That's not, yeah.
Substack channel.
What if you sign today with membership, you get a debugging duck, and these are actually.
Oh, yes, the
The
little
debugging
duckies. So we've got the duckies, the black duckies with our.
And you can't buy these. You have to
So
join as a member.
1 year ducky, you can sign up. But to get things started and not delay this anymore, I'm gonna let Fahar get started with the workshop. Thank you all for coming again.
So Chris, can we turn off your camera? And yeah,
And my-
mic. Yeah. Oh. Yes. Zoom people, can you hear me?
Okay, I'm gonna bring a light back there.
Can you hear me? Right, we are good. Perfect, perfect. All right. Start with the introduction. Okay. So much, everyone, for joining us today. So, we speaking about and how we can create AI agents and automation. So, NATN is just a framework which actually helps you to draw some workflows on a canvas, and then you can integrate some external tools like AI, like email, Google Sheet, and so on. So by integrating these external tools, you can actually empower your agents to perform some tasks on your behalf autonomously. So first of all, about me, as mentioned, my name is Fakhar Zaman Khan, and I run a company called Soft Pyramid. So we build software systems. We do development in framework called Laravel framework, and we build these web applications. And along with that, we do the workflow automations. And I started this journey back in Pakistan, and I started the workshops there. And then I moved to Dallas, and then NATN made me ambassador to host the events here. And that's it. So let's jump on to the N10. First of all, so the N10 has like different mods. If you can see here, use cases, docs. Yeah. So if you go to the docs, you can see like we have self-host N10 documentation and all that stuff. So it starts with self-host. So that's the thing which differentiates N10 with other automation frameworks like Zapier. You might have heard about that, very known framework, and then make.com, and then like go high level, and a lot of other workflow automation tools are available in the market. And what makes it different is you can self-host N10 on your computer, on your cloud, and you don't have to pay any fees on monthly basis. But if you want to just start with, you can just create your own account as a lot of you guys has created today. So you can create their monthly package starting with a free trial, and you can create your workflows there. So if anyone has already worked on any framework like make.com or Zapier, and they are curious to know what is the difference between them, so I would suggest to go to the N10 website. At the bottom, you can see Make versus Zapier, Zapier alternatives, and all that documentation is available here. So they can go through like how N10 is different than the other available frameworks. So once you have created your own account, you will be able to see a screen empty in your case. But in my case, we have like some workflows. But if you will click on create workflow, so you will see a blank canvas there. So first of all, I would like to take you guys a demonstration of some workflows I have already sorted out for this event, so we can get a feel what is this automation look like and what we can potentially do there. So just some basic examples for this session, because this is just a starter session and we just want to focus on the fundamentals. So for example, we can create a weather agent. So we can ask the weather information from the AI. For example, if I start with this one, so you can see this is like a typical visualization of a workflow. Whenever you will build a workflow, you will see these things. So I will explain it later, like how we will build that and what are these things. So if, for example, if we go to the open chat and I just say, what is the how is the weather in Dallas today? So you can see the workflow is executing and we have received the results here. The weather in the today, February 18th, we'll have maximum temperature. So all that information of the weather we have received so far. So this is an example of an AI agent which actually helps us to share the information of the weather. So what it is going behind the scenes, it's using the internet and pulling the information for the live weather. Similarly, we will go for some other agents. So for example, this one is a social agent. So you can like name it as you want. So what this workflow or this agent do, so it has a like scheduled time frame, and it has like some topics to create the post for that. It will use the AI, and then it will post on my LinkedIn. So if I will run this one, so at this point, I'm using this DeepSeek AI, and we will learn about like how many types of AI platforms available in the N10 and which one is good. So we will go through that. It's the database, And we are just storing our information, what is going on. Exactly. So just build the history of the activities. Yeah. So agents to, sorry, say it again. We just got some error here. Should work. That's right. That's right. That's right. I'm just trying to showcase like what we can achieve possibly with all these workflows. And if it succeeds, we will be able to see the post on LinkedIn. Okay, so there is some problem and we are not able to get the post. Let me just try the previous one. Okay, so I think it will not work. Maybe there is some problem. So we can move forward, but I will explain later what we are doing here. Similarly, for example, we have this email agent. So the email agent is very simple. It will like trigger when an email comes into the inbox, and it will create a response for that email and send back uh, to the sender. So for example, if we will send an email on a certain email, so AI can automatically respond that email based on the instructions we have given so far. So we will go through it later. And similarly, we have another image editor. So this one is, you can see a little bit bigger. So we will like have an WhatsApp integrated here. And when we will send an image from a WhatsApp number, so it will process the image and it will share the result on that. So you can just get the sense of what we can achieve with these through user workflows. So similarly, we have another workflow. It will start with some information of product information. And when we will submit that, so it will create a short video like the UGC content. So we will run it and we'll see it, how we can achieve that. And then we have like an expense management expense agent. So what we will be doing here, so in this workflow, I just integrated with the WhatsApp. So intention is like we will upload an image from WhatsApp, like a receipt of a purchase or any picture which demonstrates an item, date, and amount. So it will pull that data and then it will store into the Google Sheet and send us a message back that the transaction has been recorded. So you can think of like you have the systems in your office and you just want to upload the receipts from taking a picture from your phone, and the data will be automatically into the system. So we will later see that. And then similarly, we have another agent, which is, I'm calling it a photo agent. So the photo agent is again starting with the WhatsApp. It will take a picture sent from the WhatsApp and it will then upload to the Google Drive. So for example, for this session, we will take pictures from WhatsApp and send it on a WhatsApp number. So they will be automatically shared on a Google Drive so everyone can access that. So yeah, so these are like a couple of items and we will go through today. So let's jump on a first workflow and see how it looks like. So when you will click on the create new workflow here, create workflow, you will see this area, and this is called the canvas for the for building the workflows. So by default, it will be blank, and you will see just this box, add first step. And when you will click here, you will see a number of items. So just to demonstrate the concept of the workflow, most of you already know that. So every workflow will start with a trigger. And trigger could be of any type. It could be a manual trigger, like we will click there and then it will start. It could be like a scheduled trigger. It will be like we will schedule it, for example, 9 a.m. in the morning, and it will automatically run the workflow. Then it can be like an application trigger. For example, as we saw in the examples, we have the WhatsApp as a trigger. So we will send the data to WhatsApp, and WhatsApp will again trigger the workflow from there. So that trigger is called the application trigger. And in some cases, we have seen the form trigger for the UGC ad workflow. So we will like execute the workflow. It will show a form, and when we submit the form, it will execute the workflow. So every workflow will start with a trigger. Yes, please. No, not exactly. So I was working with WhatsApp, so I just used that. Yeah. So it can, so that's why I'm using the word application trigger. So it can be any sort of application. It can be Discord, Instagram, Facebook, any sort of application which can submit the data. You can use that to start a work, right? So so as we are just about to start creating a workflow, so we can see the information we see here. They are mostly all the trigger items, because Anytime knows we have not yet created any workflow here. So that's why it is giving us an option to choose what kind of trigger you want to use. So for example, if I will select the trigger manually option, so you will see here an icon or a box. So this box is called node. And actually, this is the thing where the N10 name actually is set for. So the actually N10 is node mission. So just to summarize it, they make it N10. So N and then N, and the between the characters are 8 characters. So they said N10. So this is called a node. So everything we will build in N10 will be based on the nodes. So nodes will be integrating in a flow, and we will get the results. So this is called a manual trigger. And if we just click on it, execute workflow, so it will just execute and it will just show some information. So just to give you an idea what's going on. So if you like mouse over on this node, you will see a play button, which is actually the same as we have the execute workflow, and then turn off button. So we will see that when we will turn off a node and then delete it, and we can like click for more information on these 3 dots. And what it shows us, it shows like the green circles are displaying that this workflow is completed. The node is completed with their execution, and we have received 1 item as a result from that node. So every node will receive some inputs, will process it, and then it will return some data. So every node has their different functions, and they will behave based on that. So for example, we have this manual execution node. So this is just like to start a workflow. There is not special information we need to provide here. But if we want to like start a workflow with some static information, we can provide it here. So if we double click on this node, we will see a large window. So this window has actually an option to provide the static information. So if you will click on this edit output button, you will be able to like edit the information. For example, if we just type here, so this is called like, okay, so So N8N is actually based on mostly on JavaScript, but it also like supports for the Python and some other coding language. But mostly the language we can use or it offers to use is the JavaScript. And this JSON is another like kind of JavaScript data presentation. And mostly you will see these things. But Anytime is primarily no code platform, but there is an option to write low code, but there is an option to write more code. So as much like you want to grow into the systems and you are technical, so you can take all the levels. And this is what like Anytime makes different from other platforms. Like they have very limitations there, but with Anytime there is no limitation, right? So we will we will see some like each node will have their own settings or information here. And when you have to close it, you just need to click on this close button, or you can click the escape button, and it will be closed. So now if we execute the workflow, if the things are right, so we will be able to see output, which is here. And then we can like create further nodes. For example, we will create another node. Let me just pull that for the execute node. Yeah, I think there is a connection. Okay. So now at this node, I just want to mention, you can see like we have this pin icon. So it means like we have pinned some data statically into that node. So we will see that later on when we have like already saved information. Okay, so after this, I would like to like use another node, which is HTTP request node. And when we click here, we will see a lot of options here. So we don't have to like do so much on it, but we will just need to provide a URL, which I already have set up. So yeah, so yeah, if you will like, yeah, if you will click on the plus button, you will see the search box here and just type there HTTP and you will be able to place the HTTP node here, right? Okay, so if we already I yeah. Yeah, I just sent that in the chat. Yeah, sure.
Click, right click, somehow it can zoom.
Yeah, it's already zoomed.
Oh,
Yeah, you can see that. Yeah. Okay. So yeah, I already did that, but I yeah, I think okay, so I think for the cloud version, there is a different way, and I'm not sure if I can do it. Yeah, I'm just doing that. So I just created my cloud account as you guys already have, so I can explain like how to reach to the canvas. So yeah, so after like logging in, you can see this screen and you can click on start from scratch, and it will take you to the canvas area, and here you can like click the add first step. So there is another option built with AI, so you don't need to worry about the manual stuff. We can also use the AI later on, but in my case it was like self-hosted and it does not come with the AI, so that's why you don't see the option of AI in on my instance. So you can click here and then you can like do that. Okay, so I will be going back to the workflow we are going through, and we have added an HTTP node, and again we clicked on the plus button and we have searched for the HTTP request, and we have like added that node here, and we have now provided a URL which I have sent in through the chat also. uh, I you have any questions? Okay. All right. Yeah. Thousands. Mhm. We have created another node and we have added a URL there. So it means like we are providing this URL to pull the information of a website, right? So exactly, exactly. So when we click the execute step button, we can see that we have the information loaded from the website, which is actually the information of some persons, right? Yeah. Yeah. So we have like three type of output formats here. Number one is schema, and then the table, and then the JSON. So in the schema format, we can actually see how the data is organized. So we can see like each item has these fields, and then there is an address field which has multiple fields, and then it has a geo field and which has again multiple fields. Then the company field, and the company has different company information. So this is just data coming from a website. We have just demonstration to understand how we can fetch the data from a website. So we can use these nodes to scrap the data from anywhere. So especially for the APIs. Yeah, sure. As
But if you wanted to do a like a search, like a Google search or something, will we choose a different function?
two different nodes for that. Okay. That we have, when we executed this node, it showed us one item, but when we executed this node, we can see 10 items. Right. So this row actually shows us what is the output. So the input was coming from here, but we have not used any input, but we just like used another function and we have to figure out from that URL. So once we have this data output available, we might need to like store all the information coming from the source, or we might need to like choose some of the fields of the information. And we might also need to rename the data fields. For example, if we are storing into a Google Sheet, which we will do that now, and in the Google Sheet, we have the column name, for example, NAME name. But the output we have received as a like full underscore name something. So we can customize that. For that one, we should choose another node. If you click on the plus button and we just type here the edit fields, if you see this one. So if we click on the edit fields, so this nodes will show up in this way with a screen of the information. And we can add the fields which we want to store into our database or into our document, whatever, wherever we want to use. So in this way, I will go to the schema view. So again, this is the same thing we were watching at the previous node. We can see at this point, this is the input of for this node, and we can like drag from structure to the value, and it will automatically create that coding for you. So it has set the name and then the value of the field. And similarly, we can choose the email. Sorry. If we execute the step now, in the output, we can see we have just two fields available. So we have like trimmed the data as per the requirement. And if you see data, when you will be working on the data, you will see the information like the address fields. So address field, if we will move the address field here, and we execute it, so we see the address field has lot of information, but in our case, probably if we are storing the data into the Google Sheet, we might need just a street and the city, right? So in to manage this thing, we can use the dot notation, and that is like after the address, we can type dot, and it will show up the options available. So we can choose the street. And if we will execute the, sorry, okay, so before that, this field was an object, but now we are making this field as a string. So we need to change the return of return data type of the field. So in now we can see we have the street in the value of address and the name and all that. So similarly, we can also like create this thing in a way. For example, I can add a comma, and then I can add the city. So you can see the information we were receiving from the website was in a different structure, but in our node we have in a different information in a different way. So you can like modify any input for the output of your documentation like you need to. So we have like these three fields, and we can close this one, and we can see we have the 10 items, but in this way we have the information in this way, like just three fields here, not all the fields. Okay, so next one, we are going to create a Google Sheet. So if you can click on the Google Sheet, and from here, you will see lot of options to or the actions to perform for the Google Sheet. But in our case, we will choose this one, append rows to the sheet. Just click on that, append row in sheet. So when you will click here, you will see a blank window with this credential one. So what you have to do here, create new credential. So in my case, it's different, and but in your case, it will be different. So let me just try that on the same we have here. I think I should just do that here. So we should be on the same route. Just a second. Okay, so you will see when you have the Google Sheet node, you will see this screen, and what you need to do here, like create new credential. Just click on that, and then you can simply click on sign in with Google. So if anybody is using the hosted version, so you might not be able to see this option For example, if I go here, so you can see like we have a different view here, but if we are using a cloud version, we can see sign in with Google. So just click on sign in with Google, and it will like show a pop-up. Just allow your browser to show the pop-up, and like choose a Gmail account from there. Okay, so in my case, need to approve that. That's right. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Okay, sure. Let me just see that. Yeah, you can like change your setting. So it will not delete until you have created like a workflow to delete the data. So it's just a permission for that. Yeah. Yeah. So you can like choose the options what you want to choose, and then click on the continue. So it will show you screen of connection successful. So at this point, our N10 is now connected with the Google account, whatever we have selected, and it has the capacity to work on the Google Sheets through this login. And if we like, when we see this, the connection account is connected, and we can now close this window, and we can see the credentials should be here. And now we have the multiple options to work with our Google Sheets. So the in the resource option, you can see the document or sheet within a document. So there is a chance like you are working with the whole document or the workbook, or you are working just one sheet of a Google document. So in this case, we are working on sheet within a document, and the operation we want to choose is append rows. So create a new row in a sheet. So it has like multiple options. We can update an existing row, we can delete the row, and we can create, and all that options are available here. So in this case, we are going to choose append row. So once we have this, we need to choose the available Google Sheets from your Google Drive. You can see them, or you can just click here, and like in my case, this was the sheet selected. But if there is no sheet, you can create that sheet, and then the document, and then you can come back to uh, select the document here. So anyone is able to create a sheet and select it? Yeah, just blank sheet. Okay, so in case you have just created a sheet and you are not able to see it into the drop down, you need to click on these three dots and refresh the list. So you will be able to see the sheet one from the document. Or if the document is not available, you can just click on the three dots of the document, and then you can refresh the list, and it should show up the available. Or you can just search that document you have just created on your Google Drive. You have Okay, so the Google Sheet should be on the same Google account we have
Yeah.
just logged into that.
That's right.
Right?
But I, permission shouldn't matter, right?
Yeah, permission is already there. That's why we have like. Okay, so moving forward, so you guys have this Google Sheets connected? Perfect, perfect. Okay, in the next row, you can see mapping columns mod, and it like comes up with two different options, map automatically or map each column manually. So we can try each column manually, and in your Google Sheet, just create these columns like name, email, address, and company, and then come back to the unattended. Yeah, we just like are about to close this one, and then we can like demonstrate the previous workflows to just give them the idea like what we can do. Yeah, we can try to close it, or you want to close it early?
No. I was wondering if.
To the prompt. Good thing. Good thing.
This would be very, like the JSON and it can be very delicate, especially very long.
That's right. That's right. That's right. Yeah, sure. I will do that. But this is like something if someone will understand this part, so they will be able to understand the whole system act. That's why like
See, it's a long time to.
exactly. That's sure thing. I will do that. Okay, so once we have the fields mapped, so I'm just going to like move forward so you can see what we are going to achieve. And if we will like okay. So once we have all the fields mapped, we can click on the execute step and it will set the permission. Okay, so it will not work from here because this one is. So you can see where like we have a workflow which pulls the information from a website and we can see so we can see the data is so we can see the data is now available in the Google Sheets. So in this way, there is a lot of ways where we are like already making a manual data entry and we can create a workflow to pull the data from an email, from the texting app, from your website, from any other applications, and it can transport the data from one source to another source. So this is just an example of how data is utilized. So in this workflow, we have not used anything related to the AI, and now we will jump on to the AI part. So mhm. We have any questions? Yeah, just see that. Perfect. Okay. Okay, so now I will be going to create a simple AI agent so you guys can like, get an understanding what AI agent is and how it works. So agents are like mostly starts with the chatting, like the chat GPT is your AI agent and you just start typing with that and it start working, right? But there are like other options which we can create and we will see that in the demonstration that how the data can be received from different sources and be part of the agent. So we will just create a chat agent now. And to start with the chat agent, we need a chat trigger. So we can like click on the plus sign and then we can search for the chat and we will click on the chat agent and we can select on new chat event. So because we are going to create a trigger. So you can yeah, you can create. It should be. So let me try, as Chris said, we should try a new workflow with the AI sport. So if I click on the create new workflow and I can, so we are now going to use AI build provided in the N10. So we will create an AI agent with that. So I can simply ask, help me to create a chat assistant workflow using Open AI. So I just typed the prompt into the N8 AI, and hopefully it will create a workflow for us. So I'm not sure if it's the internet is slow or at this point N8 is slow because a lot of people are doing the same request, but it should not be. Okay, so we can see something started creating on the canvas. So first of all, it has dropped all the relevant nodes, and then it's now connecting all the nodes. And once it will finished, we'll be able to see if it is working or not. Okay, so it shows this is something, and let me just try. Okay, so here we need to use the Gemini, and
Oh, the sound, it has an echo all of a sudden.
I'm not sure if someone else mic is open. Okay, perfect. All right. So we can see actually four nodes. The one is the OpenAI one, but I'm going to replace it with the Google Gemini chat model. Every we will now create a free API from the we need to like create the credentials for that, and just select the Google Gemini chat model and then click on the create new model, and we need an API key to connect with. So I think if we click on the open docs, okay, this is not the right way. Also, I have the link for that. I'm just going to send it in the Zoom. Yeah. Yeah. I'm going to send. So there is a documentation available for that. And but I don't want to go through the documentation now. So you can just click on the link I sent here, and it should take to the Google AI Studio. Okay, so once you are here, you can just click on the create API option, and then you can choose the name, what you want to give a name of your API. You can just keep it here if you want to, and you can like create a new project if there is not already a project, but just click on the create project and just give it a name. You can go with the default name also. So once the project is created, you can select that project and then just click on create API with the default name option. You can change it, but for now you can use the default option. So we can see the project and the API key is already created. So we can click on copy API key button. Okay, and go back to your N10 and just paste the API key here. Click on save and it should save the API and it should confirm that connection tested successfully. Yes, you click on the create new credential and then we have now created an API key and we have provided to the Google Gemini. And once we have the credential setup ready, we can see a list of available models which are called LLMs. You have heard about this, right? So these are the data sets which we will be using for the natural language processing. And now we can talk with the open chat. Just click here or just click on the open chat and just say, for example, hi. So you can see like we have received a response from the AI. And what's going here is, first of all, this chat node, and it has like some already set up information. What we need to set up is the initial message when the chatbot will like open up on a website. So what should be the first message? So we can set up that and then we can just close it. And then we can go to the AI assistant and we can provide the system message. So system message is actually the behavior of the AI agent, how it should respond. So if you will type into the system message that you are a 13 years girl, so it will start responding in that way, like you see the 13 years girl respond, right? And if you will ask like you are a, like for example 40+%, so it will respond like that. So this is the system message is actually the behavior of your AI agent, how it should like respond when we communicated that. So for now, we have just one system message. You are a helpful AI assistant. Provide clear, accurate, and friendly response to user questions. That's it. So we can like add anything we want to place here when you will be building the real world AI agents. And okay, so you will just double click on the AI assistant node and it will be this one. Yeah. Okay, so you can see another thing here, which is called the memory. So this memory node is just connected and it has no like a complex configuration. What you can see just here is the context window length. By default, it's 5, but you can increase it as per your needs. So
Where was that?
yeah, conversation memory. So we can like change it, for example, to keep the 50 conversations, and that's it. So we have now, if you go back to the chat interface, and you can see we have the option make chat publicly available. What it means, like if we copy this chat URL and we open it somewhere, just a second. It should be able to like, we should be able to see that that chat, but let me just see. Make the chat publicly available. Okay, so if we just need to click on the publish button, and then the chatbot will be available for the public.
First time I've never done this, because this chatting feature is a new feature.
No problem. All right. So we sorry. This one? So yeah, I think they're just a warnings. They are just a warnings. We can like try that without. Okay, so if we will click on the chat interface and make it publicly available, and then we make like click on this publish, and it should show the published, the green one, and then you can just copy this chat URL, and you can open it on your phone or on any computer. You should be able to see a chatbot like this, so we can like talk with the chatbot. So this chatbot is ready to communicate, and you can place it on your website or like share it with someone, so it can talk with, right? So
Great.
this they are the same thing. They are the same thing. The difference is you build this, and they have the Google has created that one. That's right. Yeah. So they are using the same thing, and yeah. So if you want to like host it on your website, you can just go to choose the embed chat option. And for example, if you will go to the softpyramid.dev website, so you can see. So this is the chatbot I have here. So this is working through the N10, and like for example, if I go to the N10, I have my own executions. So you can see like this one appointment scheduling workflow is working, right? So I have created like this workflow to connect with my calendar. So through that chatbot, we can schedule a meeting. So yeah, sure. So schedule a meeting with, okay. Yeah, we can just close it now. Yeah, 1 minute we can see that. So we will just ask to the chatbot, schedule a meeting with Fakhar, and it will show up with some options like your name. So we can say like the name is Chris and the email is Chris at aiwomanleaders.com. So you can see like how I'm providing the data. So chatbot is changing the questions because it knows like what we have provided them. And then we can like say the purpose is to discuss a workshop. So it will like ask what the date. So we can say it like, for example, tomorrow at like 4 p.m. So I have integrated my Google account into the workflow as we have created now. Okay, so it says like I have successfully booked your appointment. Here are the details. So to confirm this, we can open my calendar and we should see. I think it will take some time, but we will be able to see that. Discuss workshop. So this is like based on Pakistan time zone. That's why we see it on a different time zone. So but we can see that the meeting is created on the calendar and for her to discuss a workshop. So in this way, your workflow can actually become an appointment scheduler for you, right? So you can create a chatbot like